Slow key, and I am. I say I am. You know who I am.
Hello, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. I'm surprised they invited me. That's how little star power you have. They had to start inviting your enemies. I said I hate him. They said come anyway. Hello, Kevin. Hello. The roast of Kevin Hart was not a comedy show, but it was something more sinister. These people get together. It's like legions of demons in one setting. A lot of y'all missed the trailer for this. I missed it as well, but I recently ran across it. The trailer told us everything that we needed to know. The trailer says the roast of Kevin Hart, and it said, let it burn. Kevin Hart in the trailer walked up to what was supposed to be a lookalike of him, or a clone, or a wax figure. What did he do? He set it on fire and said, burn. Kevin Hart is standing up on a stool, and it's fire beneath him. These people put this stuff right in our face. They put it right in our face, and this stuff is not just comedy shows, because nothing about what they be talking about is even funny. But they putting the truth in plain sight, and they trying to disguise it as a joke. Look at the stuff that they think is funny, they laughing, but the jokes were not funny. They weren't even jokes. But this is the type of stuff that demons find funny. Satan would find someone being harmed funny, someone being humiliated. He would think that would be funny. Demons don't have the same sense of humor as God. Demons don't have the same sense of humor as children of God. It was nothing funny about the roast of Kevin Hart. I didn't watch it, but the clips I've seen, there was nothing funny about it. The jokes that were made by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson were disturbing. There was nothing funny about it. It was an abomination. It goes against the word of God. Misleading for children. That's why children believe saying stuff like this is funny and it's just joking, but it's not. There's nothing funny about that. Look at what Katt Williams had on. Look at what this man had on. Look at the imagery in the back. What is that? Is that supposed to be a goat? Is it supposed to be Baphomet? Is it supposed to be a representation of a calf? Either way, no matter which one of those it was supposed to be a representation of, it is demonic. The people that are there speaks volumes, but if those people don't repent, all of them will burn. Not just Kevin Hart. Don't be deceived.
It's funny because it's like, who even knows why these niggas got? It's like it remind me of Lil Bow Wow and Romeo. It's like they beefing just because they the same height and in the same genre. That's literally what it feel like. It's like just like, you know what I mean? Like a Young Pharaoh versus Rashad Jamal. They beefing just because we've been indoctrinated for that to be our first fucking instinct. You know, like you see somebody that's similar, that's very, very similar to you, and they're also in your genre, and then we're just indoctrinated to be like, that's, you gotta beef with that person. You gotta have confrontation with that person. But you know, on a deeper level, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, if that's the show and they were like, oh, you two supposed to, you know, behind closed doors. I wouldn't be surprised if behind closed doors they was fucking on each other.
Every time we see Katt get on stage, we're bound to see something conscious happen. We're bound to know the truth. When will you? I have Providence, by the way. Because out of all positions for you to place your hat on your head, why is it tilted like that? I'm just ask the question, my nigga. Why is it that every time people see Katt Williams say something, they always think, oh, Katt Williams is exposing Hollywood. Katt Williams is exposing these upper echelon parasites or these perverts in office, in power, in political influences and whatnot, in different corporations, secret societies. It's like, y'all motherfuckers know that this person, this hollow shell, willingly went into these industries to be acquainted or to be close with people who are also sellouts. So whenever y'all watched whatever the fuck this was, like, why y'all distracted by stupid shit? But whenever you watch whatever this was, you seen that Katt is going against Kevin, and Kevin is just taking it like a good little girl because they're all women anyway, playing as masculine figures. That's the problem. They're deceiving you. So when Katt is sitting there taking it and laughing, Katt's supposed, or no, Kevin's supposed to be the bad cop. Katt's supposed to be the good cop. You can see Kevin Hart as black. You can see Katt Williams as white. All this makes on a checkerboard influencing upon your neurological network is the reason for why you are still blind to the occult. But see, here's the thing, though, that Katt won't tell you all about the sacrifices that she made to be where into the position that she's basically destined to. And I'm saying she because in order for you to get put on, in order for you to be on the world stage, your parents have to genetically alter your gender, and gender is a social construct. But biologically, you can tell the sex, or you can tell the genetic makeup of who these actors are being.
That's funny because I actually remember. Leah Patrick said that. She was the first one that I ever heard say that. It's fucking this pollen, bro. It's cooking my ass right now, man. Cooking me.
Would you bend over and start to do or sacrifice doing when it comes to you being a master mason? It's the person that y'all look up to. What happened to Wanda Smith and what happened to the comedian Reggie Carroll? What happened? How was Katt Williams connected to this shit? But nobody want to speak on it though because it's Katt Williams.
Right.
Kevin Hart's roast on Netflix was very bizarre. This was one massive humiliation. And of course, they had to showcase the goats. And obviously, if you know what the goats actually symbolize. And that's not all when it comes to this roast of Kevin Hart. This was definitely a massive humiliation ritual because you even had Katt Williams at this roast or this humiliation ritual bringing up stuff about Kevin Hart and Diddy. Just because Kevin went to Diddy Park does not mean he did something wrong. The fact that he gets all quiet when you bring it up, that means he did something wrong. And you also had a weird joke between The Rock and Kevin at this roast. My titties ain't sucking themselves. Now you get down here.
Wow.
Now, people can say, oh, this was just a joke because this was a roast. But does anybody else find that bizarre, especially shortly after The Rock at the Met Gala wore a skirt? I mean, come on. That is very strange. And again, this is what Hollywood does every single time. They always go through these rituals. And this roast of Kevin Hart is no different. What do you think? Kevin Hart's roast on Netflix was very bizarre.
So the thing about it is, you said Katt is there to infiltrate the Illuminati and come back and tell us. So they're saying Katt is a whistleblower, but the thing is, yeah, these are. It's sad that these terms get played out, like humiliation, ritual, and all this shit. But what people not realizing is really what it really is. They're fucking playing in your face. But if you watch it, you're participating in the fucking ritual too. You're humiliating yourself for being so like just such a lost soul that any of this shit is really entertaining. I was listening to this girl, and she was like, "Oh, I listened to like 30 minutes to this, and then I had to turn it." I'm like, "You just gave 30? You gave these niggas 30 minutes? You gave these niggas half an hour?" So that's the problem right there. They're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Period. That's their religion. Saturn is their religion. Baphomet is their religion. Uh, all is their religion. All of this goofy shit is goofy shit, bro. But that's their shit. So they gonna do what they do, and but we don't have to be nosy, right? We don't have to get. Nobody is forcing us to give a fuck about whatever rituals they got going on. But that's the humiliating part when the average person is outside the club, right? And they're just doing everything. They're just so focused on what's going on inside, bro. That's more humiliating, in my opinion, than the shit that they gotta go through. Cause once you join that club, you ain't got no choice. We not in the club. We have a choice. We don't have to give a fuck about what they doing. And more importantly, we don't have to give them our energy at all. They do all of this shit because, it wouldn't be it would be like the NBA during the bubble. It was trash. Like it was corny without having the source of the energy. You know what I mean? To harvest. Like it was trash. You had these millionaires bouncing a ball, right? But it was nobody in the stands. And it was just garbage. It was the energy wasn't there. And it's the same thing with these award shows and football and sports. If there was nobody in the stands, if there was nobody in those chairs, it would be fuck. It's already corny and lame, but it would just showcase on a realistic, like in reality, like, oh, this shit is super fucking lame and corny. The average person, the people, us, we give it life. You know what I'm saying? We make it actually entertaining for them, because they have our attention. Once we take our attention away on every level from the beast system, they have no power. That's the fucking Matrix. Simple as that. But they got some sort of crazy ass spell work going on. You know what I mean? I don't even understand, bro. They got some crazy spell work going on. And then everybody know, I don't know how anybody is a fan of The Rock. The Rock fucking made a video or a skit where, well, he was a scientist and he made like a pedophile robot. You should have been canceled for the rest of life and got your ass whooped in broad daylight. You should have got jumped on. But no, let's all go watch Fast and Furious 69 and 33. Let's go. Let's all go watch Fast and Furious 33. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like people just like it. They pick and choose. They want Cat. They like Cat Williams, and they want Cat Williams to be their savior. Let's have a real conversation. So there's that.
It's April 1st. 63 black kids went missing and no media coverage, nobody talking about it, but we talking about Katt Williams and Kevin Hart. But we talking about Killer 3000s. 501,000 people go missing in the United States of America every year. They are abducting us. Something is
It just
abducting
got
us.
bright as
Where is
shit.
the media coverage for this? Hit that like, hit that share, hit that follow. Please get these babies home. share the message, make a video.
Right. So how can anybody go missing? How can anybody go missing at all when they have all of the surveillance state? But whatever. But whatever. Everybody got a ring camera. You know what I mean? Like when I'm doing deliveries and I deliver food to a home and it doesn't have a surveillance system, it's like I'm in a time machine. And I'm just like, good for y'all. Like, yeah, there's always gonna, bro, it don't matter if you have a surveillance system. If somebody wanna fucking vandalize your shit, steal from you, murder you, they don't give a fuck. It don't. It's past that. Like that impulse of giving a fuck is gone. This nigga said I'm doing jumping jacks to the speed. Well, God bless, man. You can do that. God bless you just can't do that over here, moist ass nigga. You just can't do that over here, nigga. But you can do that over at you can do that over there in Cat Williams comment section or Kevin Hart comment. I'm pretty sure Kevin Hart would love to see you in a speedo doing jumping jacks at the next lodge meeting. This motherfucker said, I don't even know if I can say this shit on here, man. This motherfucker said that a ritual that those people have, the apron people, right? That motherfucker said they pour water on you and then electrocute you, and then that make your wee wee hard, and then they bring a goat in. They bring a goat in, and then they put on some R. Kelly. It seems like you're ready, and then they force you to, you know what I'm saying? They force you to make love to the goat, and then they cut the goat head off. That's wild. That's wild. He said they used to go to lodge meetings on the Flintstones. Nah, I don't. Actually, I don't. That's actually crazy. So then they said I guess when you when you bust a nut into the bust a nut into into the goat, they cut the head off the goat and then cover you in the blood of it. They be like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like making a pact with Satan. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a real conversation. Bro. It's like. So the average person is like, who in their right mind? And I'll never forget that DMX cover, "Blood of My Blood, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood," where he's covered in blood. I'm like, why all these niggas covered in blood, bro? And I genuinely feel like they made him. I'm not gonna say they made him do some shit like that. That's free will, and that's why I fuck with Paul, because Paul says free will is just the ability to make the wrong decision. When because spiritual law, there's you know what I mean. There's rules to have a real conversation. There's a path. There's a walk. Certain you can't if you spiritual person, you can't fuck a goat and cover yourself in his blood. That's not in the that's not what they call that shit. Um, damn, what they call that shit when you start a job on the first day and they make you learn everything and shit. I can't think of it. Not training. It's another word for it. I don't know why I can't think of it. You it's about fucking Kelly boy. Orientation, is that what it is? There it is. Orientation, right? You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. And who's gonna come out? The average person ain't gonna come out and be like, you know, gonna be a whistleblower. They be like, nigga. And then they said it was an episode of Black Mirror. Y'all remember that episode of Black Mirror where the dude they made him fuck a pig or some shit like that? So who's gonna come out and be like, man, I'm snitching on all of y'all. Nigga, you fucked the same nigga, you was fucking on the same thing. We all watched you dick a goat down. You was in that Billy Goat guts, bruh. Frank. Frank, relax. Relax, Frank. You dicked the Billy Goat down just like the rest of us. Okay? You really want your wife to find out about that shit? Think about your kids, Frank. Frank be ready to crash out like Ryan Garcia, man. So that's the thing that kills me about Katt Williams. Katt Williams brags about, getting blackmail. He brags about getting blackmail on these other people in Hollywood, but it's like the average person is a fucking retard. Like, well, don't you have to be in certain rooms to get certain blackmail? And I'm talking about if we talking about hard evidence and proof, pause. If we talking about real evidence, not I heard this or somebody told me that. No, don't you have to be in? No, you ain't. So Katt Williams said he never been to a Diddy party. He said something like he just be in the parking lot. So how would you know anything if you in the parking lot? That don't even make sense, bro. If you didn't see something for yourself, you can't confirm it. Then what are you doing? You know what I mean? You a fucking you you're a chatty patty, man. You're a gossip queen, man. You know. So it's like what happens is projection. These people they're so desperate for a fucking savior. These people want they're so like it's just like it's so icky, you know what I mean? Like everybody want to know, or these people want to know the truth about what goes on in Hollywood and shit, just so they can judge it. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? That ain't none of, you know what I mean? Like if you, and especially if you ain't gonna do shit about it, if you find out all the wicked shit that's going on in Hollywood or the White House or Bohemian Grove or the ranch, Epstein's ranch, Epstein Island, Lolita Express, you know what I mean? If you find out, if you like on a quest to find out what's going on, just for the sake of just for the sake of just basically like judging, then it's like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like that's why like I don't go searching for that shit. I don't go searching for that shit. The information that really I'm exposed to is just what on the homepage. I rarely type in that search bar for shit, because at the end of the day, when we do this research, if it ain't gonna be no action to follow behind it, then we give consent to we're you know what I mean? We're allowing it to happen. Like literally. Like the fact that everybody is not the Epstein files came out and the fact that let's just be honest. The fact that like Americans didn't just say, yeah, we're like a nice chunk of Americans didn't be like, yeah, we're done. Like we're done. We're about to go on a pedophile head hunting world tour. As simple as that, bro. As simple as that. These people like that. It's all this dick and pussy shit is weird, bro. They're like, they just want to know. Oh, what happened at the who, bro? That shit. Nobody. That. I don't even want that nasty shit in my subconscious, bro. I don't even want that low. You know what I mean? Just allowing those acts, those low vibrational acts into your subconscious, to your spirit. You know what I mean? That's like planting. It's like it could plant seeds of just like low vibe entities and shit. I don't even want that shit. So they can feel better about themselves. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. So they want Cat Williams. They so desperate, you know, and it's like it don't, you know, the message was like don't idol worship. That was the message, you know, don't idol worship. And these people do the exact opposite, bro. These people do the exact opposite. It don't make no sense, bro. So they want Cat Williams, you know, he's like the mascot for, you know, the truth and shit or whatever, the pseudo truth. So there's that. And I'm just like, why Cat Williams don't never talk about what he had to go through? So you mean to tell me Cat Williams been in Hollywood for what, the last 20 years, maybe longer? And you telling me he said my nose jacket. Hey man, listen, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This shit is up there. That shit is up there. Look at this motherfucker, dog. As long as my nose ain't bigger than Craig Facts. You know what I'm saying? As long as my nose ain't bigger than Craig Facts, man. But I do got a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This shit medium. My shit is medium enormous. I do got a medium enormous nose. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It is what it is. Dick bigger though. Dick bigger though. But yeah, we just gonna send you to the cookout in the sky though. Suck my dick, nigga. All right, let me see.
If you believe in God, take as much pressure off of yourself. If you believe in God, take as much pressure off of yourself as you can and apply that pressure to Him. If you believe in God, then you know that in His books, He's got certain contractual obligations as well. It's certain things He has to do in certain situations. And it's okay if you put Him in those situations. It's okay for you to say, I believe there's a God, and I believe that if there is, He loves me and He would help me in this situation. It is impossible for you to do that and then watch something happen and not know where that comes from. And so, any artist, I would just say, make sure that your relationship with God is one of the relationships that you're also, if you've been working on, whether it's spouse, kid, young, you get that relationship.
So they're saying he on Michelle Obama podcast. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? I'm telling you, dog. Everybody and their dead grandma got a podcast, bro. Talking about God. Now the problem is they don't. That is who's your God. They never. When I refer to God, I say your highest self source, your your highest self. They don't never say who they God is, bro. They don't never be specific. Source, divine love, your highest self. They don't never say Jesus, Kanye. They don't never say, you know what I mean, themselves. A lot of them worship themselves. But they'll use God in reference to themselves, but the average, they're fucking fanatics, they're little cult members. They'll think, you know, they think, oh, well, they think they talking about the same God that I worship. So they hide behind that God word, man. That God title, label, whatever. They hide behind that shit, bro. Cause who was your god if you sitting next to Michelle Obama and you won't even so right? Divine truth, right? Isn't that God divine truth, right? You sit next to a motherfucker that might have a penis. So I'm break it just simple. So Cat Williams supposed to be this the biggest Illuminati whistleblower in the world, and in the world. You on Michelle Obama podcast? Why don't you ask her the question that we all want to ask? I mean, I don't want to ask the bitch shit. I assume the bitch is the bitch is nigga built anyway. And I genuinely don't give a fuck. But that's the persona, the legacy you're taking on is you're a Hollywood, whistleblower. You know what I mean? And you're team God. So why wouldn't you ask her, hey, because you're in proximity of this fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? Zionist. She could be a manly looking woman. Or she could have a ding-a-ling. Or she very well could have a 10-inch cock. And she could be putting Obama through the bed. Okay? She could be making Obama, she could be taking Obama through there. Huh? Huh? She could be taking Obama through there. Like, what you talking about? Me personally, I don't give a fuck. I don't concern myself with Illuminati dick and pussy shit. It is what it is. But I'm saying, if that was my, if that was my, my thing, right? That's Cat Williams' thing. That's his thing. I call people out. I expose the truth. My thing is, bro, fuck all of them niggas. That's always been, you know what I mean? That's my thing. Listen, order style. If you got a Michelle Obama bias, it's okay. I'm not judging. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if she had, you know what I'm saying, you know, if her dick was bigger than mine. I wouldn't be surprised. You know? They got clips out there, you know, whatever. But the thing with me is that Obama has been accused of enjoying, allegedly enjoying, other men. Let's have a real conversation. So I go where the patterns is at. I go where the patterns is at. I'm like, okay, two niggas said Obama loves the company. Listen, allegedly. Anyway, so I'm just that type of person. If I was up there, if I was sitting next to Michelle Obama, I'd be like, "So you got a dick or what?" I'm taking. Pull your pants down. Pause. Hey, so you calling them a crackhead, but they said Obama was doing crack with him. You ain't hear about the other. You ain't hear about the other motherfucker that said something too. You talking about Larry St. Clair, but did you hear about the person before that? You know, so that's all I'm saying. I don't do like it's no. We don't play. I don't play the fence. And if you stepping into this frequency, you want this title of a whistleblower, and I don't even consider Cat Williams a truth seeker. You know what I'm saying? But You got to keep that same energy. Okay, well, if you feel inspired, they said it was his damn pastor or somebody, it was somebody in the church made allegations that they was trying to do some freak nasty stuff together. You know, if you feel inspired, okay, all right. Once again, I don't concern myself with dick and pussy shit. I just if it come across if it come across the docket, right? If the docket comes across the table, you know, I tip my hat to it. I put it in, and that's why my memory's so fucked up because I remember all of this satanic bullshit, and I don't know how to like unload the storage. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, like if I'm just gonna go full fucking like full conspiracy theorist, so I'm gonna go full conspiracy theorist. Yeah, they're all freak nasty motherfuckers, and they all fuck each other. Yep, that's where I be more inclined to believe that than anything else. You know what I mean?
30 years, I've done nothing but collect information.
Listen, this is exactly what I just said. This is exactly what I just said.
Because in 30 years, because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. Because in 30 years, I've done nothing.
Why? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You, what you're supposed to do in those 30 years is reconnect with the divinity within yourself. Why are you so worried about somebody else's secrets? Niggas don't even ask these questions, bro. It's just like entertainment or die. Be entertained or die. Why are you so worried about somebody else's secrets? That's weird. Because that's not gonna lead you to, your internal um sovereignty. You know what I mean? Like you go through somebody's phone, right? You go through your partner's phone and you find out they sexting and text, having sending naked pictures of somebody else and shit. Okay, how did that how is that healing your inner childhood trauma? How is that gonna make you love your? How is that making you love yourself more? You know what I'm saying? That's the definition of a fucking distraction right there. That's the biggest distraction. Look at this. Pay attention to this. Fuck all of this shit, bro. Two niggas beefing, but they never. What are we talking about? They ain't never stabbed each other that I know of. Cat Williams and Kevin Hart. They ain't never fought each other. They ain't never shot each other. They never stabbed each other. Did they fuck each other's bitches? Like, yo, it's like the most. This is the stupidest. This is the most non-beef I've ever heard of in my entire life. Ain't nobody been in a drive-by. Ain't no, you know what I mean? Are any of they family members on a T-shirt? Like, what the man? Hold on, man. Let me see if I can find out what the hell these two fucking bitch ass niggas is beefing. She said, "Plan." It ain't even that. It ain't even. It ain't even that. It ain't even that. Oh shit! I just realized. Yeah, I know, man. Let me not say because I say it's going. It's going. Gang stalkers gonna sabotage some shit. Do y'all think they can read our minds yet? Are they able to read our minds yet? All right, let's see if I can find. I wanted to find out what started their cute little quarrel. That's what my grandma used to say all the time. My grandma used to be like, "I don't have no quarrel with you." Like, grandma, what that mean? Mm.
So Michael Che was supposed to perform at the roast of Kevin Hart, but he had to drop out due to a scheduling conflict. But he did say this: white guys and black people joke different. Black dudes will roast like, "Look at this nigga's shoes." White roasts are like slavery, math, slain teens, sex crimes, slurs, family secrets. White guys don't give a about their shoes. And this is true. Like, black people, we don't roast something on you or about you. Like, look at this nigga's shoes. Look at this nigga's teeth. Like, nigga, you look dusty. At worst, if it does get racial, it's gonna be, you can't dance. White people are like, oh, we can't dance. We don't season food. Well, we used to own you as shadow.
God
And it's
damn.
like, damn, that escalated. Oh, it's just jokes. It's a roast. Like, you're supposed to roast. But when it comes to racial humor, I always like to ask, what's the joke, though? If you get up and you make a joke about if you're black, you didn't have a dad. What's the joke? And you get to the bottom of it. Why the joke is funny? Oh,
That
it's
nigga said,
funny
"What's the
because
joke?"
insert racist thing that I believe to be true. Another thing, why do white people think we worship George Floyd? What is the obsession white people have with George Floyd? I'm gonna tell y'all something. Black people's
Nah,
not
this
just
nigga's
having
crazy.
casual conversations about George Floyd. We didn't choose him as some person of interest or somebody to deify as black people. We just cared about somebody being murdered by the police. They have this obsession with George Floyd. Either way, there was a lot of weird ass jokes and a lot of raccoonery. And Kev,
Nah, that's actually funny as hell. Like, and the way they made George Floyd like our fucking the CEO of the black delegation is fucking crazy, bro. Nigga got gold statues and shit. They gonna make like a George Floyd Disneyland and shit over there. It's gonna be like fentanyl roller coasters and shit. You getting on the fentanyl? It's a wild ride. Shit might break your neck. You riding on the fentanyl today? Said the thoughts are waves. So is that kind of like how a lie detector? They use a lie detector test. They just read the waves or something. That's how my voice is called. It's finna be a George Floyd Street, a George Floyd Boulevard in a hood near you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Mm-mm-mm. Nah, this video is funny though. It's nice out here today though. It's a nice day today.
Katt in that room said that he was the only one with the soul. You can hear a pin drop. That was awkward. Katt Williams and Kevin Hart. Katt in that room said that he was the only one with the soul. You could hear a pin drop. That was awkward. The whole thing was awkward. But let me tell you something. He said, I came to make a fool of Kevin because I want to expose him. I'm tired of him. I can't stand him. And he really cannot stand him because he felt like, obviously, that he was a slave to the industry and just did whatever they said. Whenever they asked him, he didn't say no, basically. And he had a problem with him for many years. I had already knew this because Katt Williams happens to be my favorite comedian. Yes, surprise, surprise. Since I was a youngin', because I was at a party and someone put him on when I was like a teenager, and I was like, who is this guy? He is so funny. And I was obsessed with him ever since. And I just still have this love for him that I just can't shake. But we have people saying that he was playing both sides because some people are like, it's given that he shouldn't have came and that he really is in the industry and playing like he's not really doing what they said that he's doing and what he's calling everybody else out for doing. And then some people are like, no, he's the only one that didn't sell out. I don't know what to believe, honestly, because I definitely thought he sold out many years ago. Then I was getting vibes that he didn't because he was exposing people all the time. He did admit to going to Hollywood parties back in his old stand-ups, but I don't know. But what I do know is that that was a catastrophe, and it definitely showed something deep going on in the industry that people usually like to deny and say people like me are doing too much talking about and, exposing, saying they're just talented people. It's not always demonic. It's not always satanic. It's not always people selling their souls. Sometimes people are talented. No, when you get to a certain point, you do sell out. And Katt was basically letting y'all know, hey, this is the truth. This is the truth. Kevin is a puppet. He's a puppet, he's a plan, he's all of these things. Like, I was biting my teeth the whole time, guys. The whole time. I'm like, ooh, God is getting just closer to the exposure door, fully flying open.
To the exposure door. I mean, I don't know what else is there left to be exposed, bro. We're living in a timeline where I can genuinely say, what else? Other than, okay, we were created by reptilians or some shit like that. Other than, like, Jesus actually fucking coming back, which I don't subscribe to that. What else we got? What else? What else? What else is left? You know what I mean? What else do we got? There's men walking around that identify as mermaids. It's like when you get like you watching a show and they just run out of ideas and shit, so they just start making bullshit up. That's season 2026 of Planet Earth. It's just a plate of bullshit. it's just a, it's just a straight up plate of bullshit. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Oh my god, dude. Nigga need a haircut so bad. Like when I don't get a haircut and make my nose look bigger, I think that's why that nigga was talking shit. Next video gonna be about the data centers. Apparently, it keeps popping up in my timeline that they're creating these data centers in Jersey, and people are protesting it. They're like, we don't want. They're going to the meetings and shit. And I thought about going to a meeting. I saw a video today or yesterday. I was like, I should go over there. But I already know. I already know myself. I'm gonna start threatening these people, and I'm gonna get locked up. I already know. I already know myself. I'm gonna go when it's my turn to go to the podium. Niggas, oh my god, and I should do it. Like I really, shit. Nigga, worst case scenario, nigga go viral. Like I already know it. I'm gonna go up there and be like, which one of y'all want to die first on my life? Which one of y'all want to like that ass in front of the post? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because what are we doing here? You know, like nobody asked for this shit. Nobody wants it. Nobody needs it. It's gonna fucking fuck up our resources. I don't know if they're building these because they're moving on to 6G. I haven't really done like a super deep dive into it. I don't know if they need it. You know, I keep hearing that they need it for the surveillance and shit, but I don't know if they need it to because it's associated with 6G or higher. But yeah, I mean, like that it's over after that, man. If they get away with that, it's over. And it's crazy. Like once again, the world is literally like going to shit. Like our economy is going to shit. Trump just said he don't give a fuck. Trump just said he don't give a fuck about how Americans feel, and niggas is still. I mean, millions of people is worried about Katt Williams versus Kevin Hart. Like we're cooked, bro. We're cooked.
Katt Williams, insane. The shock factor kept being there. Katt's set was insane. See, no emotions attached to a roast. You get up there, you tell your jokes, and we understand that they're gonna come with some heat, but that's what a roast is supposed to be. You can't have emotions. You gotta understand what the assignment is, man. Everybody came out there and did their thing. To all the fans that just understand and appreciate what a roast is supposed to be. You got that. Got that yesterday. No emotion. No emotion, no feelings, man. That's what the roast is about. Leave the emotions and the feelings at the front and door. People are coming in and they're looking for the shock factor. They're looking for the crazy reaction about the hard-hitting joke. Let them fly. It's all in the efforts of being funny. Holy shit, Katt Williams, insane. The shock factor kept being there. Since the UFO files have come out, I thought that I'd share this with you. If you take the word
shit, drop the
pineal, you find the word alien. And if you go to this movie called Alien, it looks like an egg, which looks exactly like your pineal gland. We all know the pineal gland is the seat of consciousness, where awareness meets the mind and the mind meets the body. So it's where consciousness, an unearthly life form, meets the physical body. So what is the meaning of an alien? An alien is an intelligence or life form from outside of Earth or outside of human civilization. So that makes consciousness the alien. Consciousness is not originating from Earth. Consciousness is heavenly. It exists
That's
outside of time, space, and matter.
Drop the bar.
Hence why your mind can go into the past and future while your body remains locked in the present moment. You are the alien. Since the UFO files have come out, I thought that I'd share this with you. If you take the word pineal, you find the word alien. And if you go to this movie called Alien, it looks like an egg, which looks exactly like your pineal gland. We all know the pineal gland is the seat of consciousness, where awareness meets the mind and the mind meets the body. So it's where
I still ain't unlocked my shit, bro. I'm kind of low key scared, bro. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared. And it's like, are we even meant to do that here? Like, are we meant? Are we supposed to be doing some shit like that? Are we meant to activate our pineal gland in such a low vibrational realm? I had to drink a. I'm gonna have to drink. I had to drink a couple of these. I'm gonna have to drink a couple of these. Give me some courage to I'm gonna drink a couple of these, go to Applebee's and try to open up my pineal gland at Applebee's or some shit, man. Cause on a like being sober, like I don't know if I should be fucking with that shit. I don't know if I should like my sober mind, whatever. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know if you should be fucking with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I think about all the people that lost their mind, man. Like so many people, like they just like lost their mind, and it's like, bro, it's that's once your mind, you know what I mean? Like your mind is fucked, fractured, whatever. Like I just never. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I'm low key like scared of losing my mind, but at the same time, it's like the only way to evolve. You do have to like lose your shit. You do have to like just throw away all everything you know. But at the same time, I, I'm not gonna fucking. I mean, completely just like like I don't know how to explain it, man. Where it's like, you know what I mean? Like on the young Pharaoh side of the game, or these other people, where it's like they was one way, they seemed rational, normal, and then they was just tweaking, like a cosmic tweak out, and it's like, bro,
Three things a girl would do.
cause I've been around it, bro. I be around people in real life, and I'm like, your mind is gone, your shit is shot, and I'm like, this ain't you. And it's like I'm trying to figure out for I'm like, how does this person come back? Like, how do you come back? Your shit is out of here. It's no reasoning. It's no like, and I would just hate to embarrass, like, fuck people. Like, I would hate to embarrass myself, like, embarrass my own spirit and soul. So I would hate to embarrass Source. You know what I mean? Like, for me to fucking just lose my goddamn mind, man. You know what I mean? Nah, they definitely be on shit, but I feel tapping into your pineal gland, or your the deepest levels of awakening or awareness, you can lose your mind too. You become hyper aware, super hyper aware to shit that people it don't even cross their mind. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I hate that shit. You become super hyper empathetic. Like it's just like it. It's like an X Man. Like your powers, you like, damn, nigga can't control your powers and shit.
Reach out first. But if she's still watching your stories, just know that there's hope, and she's realized what she lost, and she misses you.
That's all. I ain't gonna say scared or fear. I don't like using them words. I don't like the frequency attached to it. But it's something that I'm definitely like concerned of. You know what I mean? Cause I'm down. Like, bro, I want to do mushrooms. I want to try mushrooms. I want to try all the shit the hippies was doing and shit. I want to try it at least one time. Now, do I want to see some shit melt? Absolutely not. If I'm, I don't want to sit there and the fucking house start melting. I'm like, nigga, get me out. Get me out of here. You know what I mean? But and the fucking elves and shit. I don't fuck with elves. I don't fuck with elves on any fuck Will Pharaoh. I don't fuck with elves. I don't fuck with Satan Claus. I don't fuck with none of that shit. Oh, we gonna see these little elves and shit. You don't get the fuck away from me. This nigga sad. And I thought aliens was coming to abduct me. I'll never do that shit again. So you ain't have no spiritual awakening? You was just freaking out? You ain't had no moment where you was like, oh my God. Oh my God. The universe now magically makes sense. Cause I already know that's what's gonna happen to me, bro. I'ma just trip. I'ma be tripped out probably for like 3-4 months. I already know. Got people out here, bro. They can do drugs every day and just be regular. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, man? So that was a bunch of energy and anxiety. Fuck that shit. I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that.
Oh my God, Ronnie. White J's, white Porsche, white wrist, white horse, high bitch, high bitch, high bitch, high bitch. I do not sniff it to roll it. No, it do not when I pull it. No, I do. Oh my God, Ronnie. White J's, white Porsche, white wrist, white horse, high bitch.
Yeah. It's too late for me, bro.
Yeah, everything is feel for.
It's too late for me, bro. I might as well go ahead.
Yeah, everything is still fresh. I just want to show y'all. I'm making a mess. Let me come back in a mess, y'all. If I hear my husband.
My husband.
My husband start yelling.
My husband.
Okay, this is the chicken macaroni.
Man, get me off this planet, dog.
And they got the nasty hot wings. Not wings, y'all. Platter. Mm-hmm. Tell you. Ain't nobody messing with X's. My husband got the lemon pepper. I don't know if he gonna like them. But yeah. I'm trying to see what this here now. It look hot.
She dead ass look like a Minecraft or a Roblox, one of them Roblox characters and shit. Oh shit. Pineal gland activation. Maybe I'll make a series where I try to. So, if anything, if I do lose my mind, at least we can get some content out of it. Maybe I should make a series where I try to activate my pineal gland.
Push it out. Today I'm gonna teach you some.
Pause to this nigga. I don't know why he got to be half
Today I'm
naked.
gonna teach you some diaphragm pumps, and this is going to pump cerebrospinal fluid up the spine to the pineal gland. All you're gonna do is start with an exhale. Tense the core. Put your index finger on your belly button and feel it pull in and up. Push it out. Pull it in and up. Push it out. Pull it in and up, and repeat this.
Jesus Christ.
That pumps. You can continue, and if you continue, it locks you into and pulls you into some pretty crazy flows and holes. So give that a try. Pump that cerebrospinal fluid up, activate the pineal gland, and open up that consciousness.
I look like how a paraplegic be twerking. She just did a research paper on the therapeutic property. Yeah, you heard about Joe Rogan? He was up there with Donald Trump, and then they said Donald Trump made it legal. He legalized psycho whatever the fuck it's called. Does any you said you activated yours through meditation?
I picked this lady up. She says, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good. How about yourself?" She was like, "I'm good." You know who I am? She said, "My name is Lily. I'm a succubus." Before, never knew what a succubus was. And she was like, "Well, let me tell you about you." She says, "I know that you want to go to the NFL. What else you know about me?" She was like, "I know you like jazz music. Only two people know I love jazz music. My mom and my wife. Now the hairs on my
Nigga, you
neck.
black. Every nigga like
She was
jazz
like, you
music.
love Jesus." I said, "Yeah, but you a freak though." Okay. Let's pause here. So, bro, here I am. Oh, I'm saved. Yeah. You talking to demons though? I'm the reason men have wet dreams. She said, "I go after faithful ones. People who are faithful to their wives of faith within Christ. I go after them. You ain't giving nobody no wet dreams." She stopped my thought. "Hey, don't look at me like this. I transform your dreams. By the way, you got a child on the way." And she says, "You got a son. Don't worry. I'm going to send my daughter to come after him."
Jeez.
Oh, heck no. Joyce yourself pleasure in the shower. The moment I stepped into the shower, I felt eyes looking at me. I can't teach my kids on how to put on condoms. I can't do that no more, man. Or the reason why she was that close to you to sit in your back seat, because that's how long she's been attached to you. So wait a minute. So you telling me that this has been attached to me since sixth grade? Yeah. And every time that you masturbate, every time you watch pornography, every time you go into that sexual morality state, guess what? You're marrying her. The enemy loves to walk through the open door of pain and trauma and grief. Yes, sir. Evil people are not the ones that need deliverance. Yeah. Broken people do. Come on, man. In medieval lore, the incubus is the demon that seduces women, and the succubus is the demon that seduces men. Although they're not in the Bible, the early church father, Thomas Aquinas, believed them to be real beings. We can look at 1 Corinthians 6:18, which says, "Flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexual immoral person sins against his own body." And 2 Timothy 2:22 says, "So flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace." Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and become a member because truth matters. Wait until you hear this.
Jesus. This person said, demons don't have access to your mind, but they diligently watch you. So they will use things they see and pretend to make it seem like they can read your thoughts. So basically, if you masturbate, if you molest yourself, you a piece of shit. Succubus. It's this shit called they got monitoring spirits, but it's this other thing called spirit spouses. I believe it. And it's like, I guess maybe they saying when you masturbate, um, they take your climax as a spiritual offering, right? I heard some shit, bro. They said, when you masturbate, you nut, whatever, or even if you having sex in your dream, like you having a wet dream, and you have sex in your dream with whatever, you could potentially be having families with these spirits and shit. You could be having whole families with these entities that you don't even know about. And it's crazy because every time I ever like I had sex in a dream, the majority of times it was with females that I never even seen in real life. I've never even seen. It was like just I'm like I don't even know who this is, and they don't look like nothing like no one I've ever been with. You can't catch a break, dog. So you try to find somebody to be with. They're a piece of shit narcissist demon. So then you're like, all right, I'm just gonna be by myself, jack off in the shower twice a week. Damn, nigga can't even do that. God damn. Spirit realm. You got a succubus. You know what I'm saying? Got your fucking genitals in a chokehold. God damn. So all the niggas supposed to be. I guess I gotta be a monk now. I gotta be a modern day monk. Nigga just gotta pray and be vegan. Like what? Like what? We ain't allowed to do shit. We ain't allowed to do shit.
It came from my insider, Jacob, I call him that in the book, who actually was working for the Rothschilds and still does. Stephanie weighs 600 pounds. She starts her day with a massive pile of waffles, 5 pounds of bacon and ham, plus 10 pounds of scrambled eggs. That's enough to feed a normal person for a week. But for Stephanie, it's just a snack. In under 3 minutes, the empty plates are stacked high. She's still starving. Stephanie hits the kitchen herself and whips up some chili eggs. Her husband watches her eat, feeling both helpless and worried. Afraid she's still hungry, he brings her a piece of cake just to tide her over. Still, Stephanie isn't satisfied. The fridge is completely empty. Her husband has no choice. He takes her out to eat. Fried rice used to be her favorite, but now pizza is her go-to. After the meal, they hit the grocery store to stock up on snacks. In no time at all, she almost fills the entire car. On the way back, the hunger hits again. Her husband pulls over at a nearby fast food joint. He grabs her favorites, fried chicken and burgers. But as soon as the food is gone, she's already thinking about the next meal. The second she gets home, she starts prepping a massive lunch. Stephanie weighs 600 pounds. She starts her day.
I wonder if people was this fat like back in like the medieval era, and and I wonder if motherfuckers was this fat in Mesopotamia and shit. Right. This person said they always got husbands or boyfriends. This world is so bad. Unbelievable. She might as well just sleep at the grocery store. I know that nigga bad, boy. Those 600-pound niggas in Mesopotamia. Person says she eat a week worth of food in less than 5 minutes. 10 pounds of scrambled eggs. But that's her God. That's all you gotta do, bro. Just identify people's gods. That's her God, bro. Food. But the thing is, like you would have to watch the full episode because something they all got us, what happened, right? What happened to where you just have to just, you know what I mean, zero moderation. What happened? What traumatizing shit happened to where you just said fuck moderation. I have to constantly have this dopamine because that's what's really going on. It's not even about the fucking food. Or maybe she's just a greedy piece of shit. I don't know. I love food, bro, but I could never eat that much food, bro. I would die.
These are coca leaves, and they're illegal in the U.S. because they're used to make cocaine. But I'm here in Peru, and we also use them for altitude sickness, and we're in like the highest lake. If you chose, then ain't nobody gonna choose you. If you chose, then ain't nobody really gonna choose you for real.
I hate bitches with nigga voices. Can't do it, bro.
Is when John McCain was talking to General Petraeus. Really follow the 72-hour rule. You're new here. How to order Jersey Mike nachos. You have to go to Jersey Mike's and say, "Can I do a number?" This is nothing but a school. You go through the different grades.
This bitch sucks.
Hi, bitch. Hi, bitch. Hi, bitch. Hi, bitch.
Jesus.
Drink water from your own well. Share your love.
That's what I'm saying. They just sit in their car and just eat food, bro. I guess that's the meta. Just sit in your car and stuff your face.
You don't find peace. How do you find peace? You don't find peace. You choose it. By what you ignore, by what you release, by what you stop giving energy to. That's the shift. How do you find peace? You don't find peace.
Every nigga I fuck with is dead. Can you imagine if I had Bruce Lee on the line? Can you imagine if I had Bruce Lee in this motherfucker? This nigga's my nigga Bruce. I'm about to start watching Bruce Lee clips. Shit.
Said tariffs. And I gotta be before a court. Can you believe it? This is like men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody. I have a new one to add, voter ID. The Democrats don't want to give us voter ID because they want to cheat. Tariffs. Tariffs! Chicago to you.
Huh.
Lower the rent. Sometimes I wonder if they try to hide this from us. Follow along with me to get your mind blown. Let's dive into the one book you're not supposed to read, Enoch. So here's a fitting title: The Fall of the Angels and Demoralization of Mankind. And this is what he saw. And I looked and I saw, and behold, they led out their privy members like horses and began to cover the cows and oxen. And they all became pregnant and bore elephants, camels, and asses, otherwise known as donkeys. So out of all of the hundreds of thousands of animals in the animal kingdom, God decides to show Enoch three of them: an elephant, a donkey, and a camel. Whew, you can't make this stuff up. Let's slide on over to what the parties are in the United States. We got the Republican Party, which is also known as the Grand Old Party, or the GOP. And what is their logo? A dang elephant, bro. And what do we got here as the Democratic Party of the United States? Oh my goodness, could it possibly be a ass or a donkey? Go figure. And what about the camel? Funny you should ask, because that is the National Prohibitionists. Their logo is a camel. Okay, but what does the Prohibition Party do? So the Prohibition Party is the oldest active U.S. third party focusing on restricting of alcohol, tobacco, gambling to promote social, public health, and moral reform. It also advocates for conservative social policies and runs presidential candidates using a camel as a mascot because the animal drinks only water. So the reason why they chose a camel for their mascot is because it's considered dry. It only drinks water, which is a symbolism for the party's dedication to abstinence, which I find very interesting. That the book of Enoch himself would mention these three animals, which so happen that thousands of years later would be the animals used in our political parties. How would he know that? Fun fact about Enoch, he knew there was 365 days before science knew there were 365 days. How did he know that? Okay, so now that you know all that, let's get into the scariest part of this video. The elephants, the camels, the donkeys, and all of the oxen feared them, and they were afraid at them, and began to bite with their teeth and to devour and to gore with their horns. Jesse, where are you going with this? Who are the oxen? Well, the oxen is a representation of the righteous descendants of Adam. The donkeys, the elephants, and the camels, well, they represent the Nephilim, the monstrous offspring of the fallen angels known as stars, who bred with the women known as cows and heifers. Enoch saw the fallen angels breeding with the women, who later gave birth to the elephants, donkeys, and camels, which would eventually fill the world with corruption. Now you know why the world is what it is today. Wake up, y'all. Oh, sometimes I wonder if they try to...
You know, they need to like niggify the Bible and all of the lost, all of it, the books that was in it and the books that was taken out. Just niggify it, simplify it. These motherfuckers ain't shit. They gotta go. You know, just have like Nino Brown, like transcribe or translate the Bible, the Book of Enoch. These niggas over here, the donkey motherfucker, we gotta cancel these bitches. And then they'll just like, oh, okay, all right, that makes sense. But that's the thing, like it's just like it's just too much shit left up to like misinterpret. You know what I mean? The allegory or whatever. It's just too much, bro. It's too much. Like the Bible is like the biggest riddle in the fucking world. Even the Bible itself, right? Um, like doesn't it translate into like the Sun book or some shit like that?
Oh, baby, I love when you cook for me, man. No problem, baby. I'm just so happy with just bit of peace these days. I'm trying to do better. You've been such a good guy to me before, right? I have been here. We good and tight, too. Hey, can you help me with my phone? Oh, can you my phone? Cindy? Who the fuck is Cindy? Oh, no.
Alright. I got one more video and I'm up out of here. This nigga Crip Mac is retarded. This nigga Crip Mac is retarded, man.
Breaking those soul ties. But I'm gonna tell you something. Online, you want to find a million and when people tell you all of these elaborate things in terms of breaking those soul ties. But I'm gonna tell you something. The best way to break a soul tie with a demon is just to simply stop having sex with them. Once you stop having sex with a demon, you're gonna feel your energy shift. But understand that once the energy shifts and the sex stops, there's a war that has to start. Because there's a demon who is now codependent on your energy now. And the thing about demons is that they know that you don't know who you are. Because they know that if you knew who you were, you wouldn't be with them. And their worst fear is to see you wake up and become who you're supposed to be or realize who you are. Because then they got to see you with somebody else. Online, you want to find a million when people tell you all of these elaborate things in terms of breaking us. You guys have any idea how big Alpha Draconians are? Do you have any idea how powerful they are? That's a different kind of. Let me tell y'all something about those Dracos. That's a different thing altogether. When you're talking about Draconians, that's a whole different monster altogether. And when I say monster, meaning that they're not monsters. I'm saying from the standpoint of as a species and how they operate, they're really good for like military. So a lot of like ICE, a lot of them are Dracos. Police, a lot of them are Dracos. And do not think for a second that they don't do the checks to see who you are and what you are. That's the reason why the police force has changed dramatically over time. It's because they started lining them up with Dracos. TSA, Dracos. FBI, Dracos. Okay? FBI is heavy on the Dracos. Heavy on the Dracos. Okay? United States military, Dracos. Okay? They started recruiting individuals that had those aspects or higher selves and started training them a specific way because they already knew about the higher selves. Don't think for a second that the military does not know who you are, because they know exactly who you are. So they started recruiting on the police forces and all those different areas, the Dracos, because the Dracos are the ones that they had that has stronger armies. They don't give a shit. There's no reason with them. And they hate originals. That's why you saw so many of us getting killed from them, because they don't like us. And I'm not saying Dracos are like this, but if they're on those forces, you can best believe you got a problem in your hands. So you guys got to understand what's really happening here. In your mind, you're looking at it from a racist perspective, but you don't realize what kind of being you're actually interacting with. And that being that you're interacting with is your enemy, is your cosmic enemy.
How niggas find out if you a Draco? And it's like, why the fuck they could look like us, but we can't look like them? Or we don't have abilities that they got. That don't make no fucking sense, bro. We ain't got, what abilities do we got? Other than just noticing some shit. Like, noticing some fucked up shit. Like, what superpowers do we have as human beings other than noticing? That's fucked up. Ain't about to do nothing about it, but that's fucked up. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Hey, wow, this nigga should shape. This nigga could shape shift. I'm just saying, force the issue. I guess that's noticeable. What the fuck we got? We ain't got no like movie super. You know what I mean? Force the issue, bro. We need to put them niggas in a situation where they gotta call for reinforcements. That's what we should be doing. If this is real, these niggas is Dracos, galactic piece of shit reptiles. We need to be forcing the issue. Yeah, y'all gonna have to call them. Y'all gonna have to call the mothership, nigga, because we ain't going. We ain't going. They said they're depicted in the movie Jupiter Ascending. You said awareness is your greatest weapon. Well, we cooked, nigga. We cooked. So our superpower, they could shapeshift. They big as hell. You know what I mean? They could probably live without a sun. They probably don't even. You know what I mean? They food. They probably eat the barium and you know the chemtrails is probably like dope for them. You know what I mean? Probably like good dope. And our superpower is awareness. Ooh, you a Draco. I'm gonna tell somebody. This is crazy, bro. We real life ain't getting no fucking real life superpowers, bro. They ain't got no ray vision out this bitch. No super strength. Niggas can't fly. Our superpower is obedience, bro. That's our superpower. Obedience. I ain't never seen a nigga so submissive. This nigga come here talking about we over here talking about Draco reptilians. And he wanna talk about some drizzy. I tell you, man, something wrong with this nigga, bro. We over here talking about galactic ops. And he want to talk he don't play about his drizzy. He wants some drizzy. He got he got drizzy on his mind. Drizzy just dropped. Wipe your mouth, nigga. Shit. I'm trying to Google. Somebody asked Chat GBT, how do we fuck up, like how do we if I had a fair one with a Draco, what do I gotta do to put him on his back pockets? You know what I'm saying? Damn. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love a sexy old bitch, bro. If a chick is like less than 50, I don't want you. I can't. I'm not. I can't do nothing with you, bro. It ain't. It's easy to be like, you know what I mean, like in your prime and shit, bro. You wearing this fucking avatar shit, right? For 50 plus years and you still look good? Nah, bro. That's different. That's different.
Act a bit weird around you. Attractive people often get less attention, not more. Why? Because they're seen as out of reach. Many people assume that you're taken or that you're too confident to be interested or simply out of their league, so they don't even
She
try.
about to be shitting on herself in 10 years, bro.
But when you meet their eyes, they just glance. That's not disrespect. It's usually admiration, but they just don't want to be.
If you could look sexy if you could look sexy while you wearing a diaper,
Coincidence, it's rapport. And we subconsciously copy the people that we're drawn to, especially those that we find very attractive. Some people are drawn to you.
that Australian accent got. I think she Australian. That shit throw that shit in the trash.
They are thinking about you right now, and I know that because.
Shut up. Oh shit! All right.
Third Avenue.
Thought somebody was gonna get dropped. So, yeah. If they under 50, I can't do nothing with them, bro. Can't do nothing with them.
One, we are also individual souls. Doesn't that disprove the idea of old or young souls? I'm J.K. Ultra, and I'm doing a 40-day series where I'm explaining my old spiritual beliefs through the lens of paradox. A wave is not separate from the ocean, just one expression of it. One TV screen shows many different images or stories. My favorite explanation comes from Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. Beingness is the highest state of existence, but it's not enough to simply be. It wants to experience what it is, which requires another aspect of divinity called doing. One thing to be love, another to do something loving. Involution is the process of getting so involved within your own creation that you become lost in it. Similar to a painter getting lost in their art, one becomes involved in its creation and through experience evolves back towards experiencing itself as one. That's what individual souls are doing, using states of being. But there is only one being, therefore only one soul. But then there's also many souls within this being. This is where we get into paradox and divine dichotomy. If you do not learn to accept that two opposing truths can both exist without disproving the other, you will struggle in the human experience. Because the realm of relativity is held together by that tension. The tension between good and evil, between light and dark, between self and other, one and many. In the realm of absolute, there is only love. The realm of the relative, in order to experience love, not just know it exists, tension is created through the possibility of love's absence. Okay, so the soul is not contained by the body. The body is contained by the soul. Soul is the energy existing in and around all things. That's what holds physical objects together. Soul of God holds the universe. Soul of man holds individuals together. And because the soul is beyond the body, there's nowhere that one soul ends and another begins. Yet, one soul experiences itself as an individual, and that's because God or consciousness is pure energy. And energy is vibrating constantly, and it moves in waves. These waves vibrate at different speeds, producing different densities. And that's what we experience as individual physical objects. These objects appear as separate, but the energy producing them is one. In your home, there's no air of the living room, air of the bedroom. It's all the same air. Someone is cooking near the kitchen, it might smell different. As you move away, that air will take on some different characteristics. One soul has many different characteristics that appear separate and individual, but it is just the same energy behaving differently. Are there old souls and young souls? Yes and no. One soul is ancient, timeless, eternal, and chooses to experience itself at different levels of remembrance or awareness. Just waves in the ocean. How can it be that we are all one, but we are also individual souls? Doesn't that disprove the idea of all?
She ate. She left no crumbs.
What happened? Like, explain the nuttiness of the Book of Enoch. If you read it, it talks about the fall of angels, thus creating the precursor of civilization, the technology that was given to mankind by these angels. It talks about about theories in astronomy, metalworkings, all of it, angels mixing with mankind, and then seeding a super, essentially, race of humans that essentially were responsible for basically damning mankind to the flood. You hear about stuff in Greek and Roman mythology, people who had these super crazy powers, and you talk about it out loud and it sounds crazy, but that's what the book says. And then the fact that it was taken out, yet you have one of the oldest religions in the world, be it the Ethiopians, that actually still have it.
If Enoch was left in the Bible and people...
Alright, last video.
He found better ways to kill us. Watch what you eat. You are literally feeding your kids plastic glue and industrial lubricants. I'm talking about Oreos, that cream in the middle. It's not cream at all. It's rapeseed oil whipped with emulsifiers that act like edible glue, holding the sludge together. And the cookie part strip cocoa and chemical stabilizers enough to start clogging your arteries if you eat them too much. I scanned them with the Reveal It app, and it came back as 82% processed. This is unbelievable. Found better ways to kill us.
And they're just like allowed to do that shit, bro. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about it. Unbelievable.
Pastor probably would...
This is crazy. Melania.
Why do women lose interest even when you are a good guy? Men, there is such thing as emotional polarity. There is such thing as attraction. And there's such thing as mystery and competence. Women are very much drawn to mystery. The kind of guy that they're like, I can't read him, you know? Or like, how did he used to be? Does he know how to treat a woman? I bet he was good in bed. All of these things are mysteries. If she can read you right off the bat, you already are bucketed into a good guy, and she's like, he's boring. I swear to you, and it sounds bad. When you have a woman that knows that you're a good guy, but you're lacking competence, you're lacking the emotional polarity that she so desires, you could give her every ounce of attention and do every single thing she's asking for, and the traction will not be there. So you have to learn to use your discernment, and you have to learn to read the situation appropriately of where you're putting energy and not getting anything in return. You have to read those little cues that you're doing all the extra things and still you're not snagging her. It's because you are not the one. Women attach very quickly. I promise you this. We could not latch on to a female and pull her away from the most toxic man if she's attracted to him. And we try. Us as friends, we try. We can't do it. So if she's not running to you from all of the things that you are doing, then you are wasting your energy and you need to apply it to somebody else that sees your value.
So this is a comment section about to eat. This girl said, that's not even a real person. These ain't even real people, bro. He said, treat them like garbage. They love it. He said, blame fairy tales and Disney for creating these women. So basically, never let them know how much you like them. Do not chase women life. She gets there. She's not into this. Alright, there's that. Appreciate everybody chiming on the conversation. Catch you on the next one, man. Happy Friday. Um, they said it's supposed to be hot as hell tomorrow, bro. Either tomorrow or Sunday. They said it's supposed to be 90 degrees. I don't know if it was tomorrow or Sunday, or is that next week? I don't know. But yeah, happy Friday. You know, if you drinking, take a shot for me. If you smoking, don't pass it to me. Catch you on the next one. Fuck Kevin Hart and Cat Williams. They both could eat a dick, which they probably already have, allegedly.